46 with the 504. 504 is loving it. I wish I made my windrows a little tighter, but there was a lot going on. It was pretty wet out, and I figured it'd dry, but I wanted to be extra safe. I was gonna rake it to a nice windrow anyways until my until my hay rake decided to break again. The dog cuts is slipping, so we're just going straight to the source here, but that's okay because this is grass hay and this stuff dries up pretty quick. It's been drying for 48 hours. As you can tell, I'll have to make another pass, but that's okay. That's okay, it is what it is. Sounds like she's making bales and she's dropping them too. Alrighty. Let's go inspect the quality of these bales. Absolutely awful, who would have thought? An international baler not tying knots properly. This thing was tying knots properly last time we used it about a month ago, but sometimes you just gotta spit a few through her and then it'll be fine. Because I'm looking at this one right here. Yeah, this side's a little loose, but this side's tight. And then right here, this side's tight. This side isn't even on there, so I don't know what to do there. I think let's check out these knotters. It's in the keeper. I think that's also on the keeper. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just got to run a few through it and then it'll come around. I did grease everything up. I remember our big problem last time was this gear right here was slipping on us. It wouldn't hold, so when it went to cut, but it would get all binded up, and I could just tell right now that's not the issue. So I guess we'll just run a couple more here and see what happens. We're only at the beginning, so I'm not that worried about it. So I think I found the issue. I've got all these tails on the right side here, but on the left side we're fine. So I just don't think this knotter over here is knotting, and I'm afraid it's what I think it is. But before, it would at least sort of do something, like it was obvious, but now I don't know what's going on. So I guess I'm just gonna have to keep diagnosing it here and hope I fix it. Who would have thought? International baler not tying knots. Oh, going back to the homestead to fix her. Knock that off. Man, the hay rake is giving me issues. Now the baler's giving me issues. If the 504 gives me issues, I might have to permanently unsubscribe from life, but let's get this knotter right here unbuttoned. I'm going to check the tightness on this and make sure that's good. That's probably what's up. That's probably why these aren't tying. But if not, I don't know. Life's usually not that easy for me, so let's just get at it. On a brighter note, though, this baler is so easy to work on. It's just annoying that I have to work on it because it literally worked when I parked it not long ago, but, you know, it is what it is. Alrighty, cut that string. Sure. Yeah, this is a knife that I just had sitting around, and yeah, it's never been sharpened. My Atlanta. You know, it sucks. I lost my Leatherman, and a Leatherman's like the go-to have tool, but sometimes it is what it is. Mother bugger. There, alright. Hold on, you just get a little stuck, but that's okay. Just need a little persuasion. There we have it. And here's where all my knots are ending up. It's like they're getting stuck underneath this guy right here and they just can't pull out. So, and truth be told, I can't remember how to even tie this thing. I know you got to tie it on the thing below and whatnot, but that's okay. I actually got a service manual for this Add Red Power Roundup, so I think that'll be coming in useful today. But let's see if I just can't get this to work off of running on man's pride first and not using an instruction manual. We made a total of 5 bales, or I should say broke a total. Let's, you know, back to square one. Oh, did I fix it? I don't know. I can tell when I took it off, I did change the timing a little bit because the knot for the right side is right there. And the knot for, oh, well, okay. So the left side of the knot is like right by the finger keeper chicken beak looking thing. And then this one's knot is already tucked underneath there. So the timing is a little bit off, but I'm just gonna see if that's okay and keep chucking hay in it. Well, yes, but no, but yes. So it is tying now, which is awesome. But it's not letting go because the timing is off. Now this is the problem we had last time, is the knots would get caught up on the wrong place, and then this would happen. You see how that's like that? And this one is like that as well, actually. Okay, well, am I just tripping them? Okay, well, I'll get back to y'all. Oh. Alrighty. Well, it's looking like the other side. So that's good. Maybe a little bit more junky in there, I'm not sure. I guess we'll see once these bales come out. But I mean, hey, that's holding. Awesome. All right, let's keep giving her. Well, I just ran a few through her, and yeah, she's making hay bales again. Awesome. So maybe it's when I greased it, it made it too loose. I know you got to be real precise about greasing those things. So I'm gonna throw my socket set inside the loader, and we'll get back on the road here. Oh, maybe one more thing. These are a little bit loose for my liking. I might give these a few more turns as well. And then we'll go feel it out. Yeah, that's pretty loose. I don't like that. All right. Well, here we go. Round 2. Drop in the comments below how many bales you can think we will make before the knotter screws up again. And if you're right, in person, I'll buy you a Dr. Pepper. Let's get some. Oh, well, that's why it's breaking. It's got some green on it. I'm kidding, I'm kidding. Well, so far so good. Just trying to keep it in the windrow, because I'm just not good at keeping it straight. Also trying to be as careful as possible, not suck up any green grass, but it's inevitable. Now the neighbors just went by and they're cranking on their hogs. You know, brother. But yeah, I mean, I wish it was a little tighter. Don't take that out of context. But we're just gonna keep going. This is a bale from ones that I've baled multiple times, if that makes sense. These are some duds I'm still working out. Now these guys, they're starting to be freshies. See how they feel. Yeah, it's a little bit better. I mean, the previous person really wasn't complaining, but that bought them from me. But I don't know, I just like them to be a little bit tighter, just so I don't have to worry about them falling apart when you stack them a bunch of times. So I'll probably just give them one more turn and then keep sending it. You can hear that plunger banging in there. Not going too fast, but I think she needs new bearings on that like rod cap, because it did feel a little loose. I put some good grease in there though, so that makes me feel better. Bales are coming out nice. Haven't had a dud yet. I think we made about 10. Life is good. Tell by my tires though, this ground is still wet. rained in almost a week, but when it did rain, we had 12 inches, so we have to keep a close eye on this hay and make sure it doesn't start getting hot. Yeah, hindsight, maybe I should have did the outside first and then the inside, because now I have to go back and get all the bales that drop down on the right side, because I need to go back and the tractor would run over the bales if I was trying to get those. So it is what it is. Good workout. But yeah, the bales, they seem nice and tight, which I like. We'll just go set them right up here on the road, because I'll be picking them up with the Alice later anyways. I'll set them right yonder. Hopefully no one takes them. Had to capture a thumbnail quick. All right, let's see how many bales we got on the counter. 14, not too bad, not too bad. I must say though, that compaction does look pretty good. I'm happy with that. Ooh, that one's dense. I think that's when I hit a thick swath. 10, 11. So I don't know where this counter is getting 14. Maybe I forgot to reset it at home earlier, but whatever. That or some bales just magically disappeared, but let's get to the next. Man, that's confusing. It probably dropped a few duds, and then all of a sudden it drops a good one, and then, you know, it's frustrating, but oh well. This one right here, you gotta love baling ditch hay. You get all the fun stuff in it, but the problem is it's kind of knotting a little bit to the right, so when it pushes it out the back end, this pops off, and that happens where it just kind of falls into a mess. But it seems like it's working good now. But another issue I was having is it just doesn't seem like it's doing them tight enough. But I think that's due to the windrows not being as dense, which is unfortunate. So maybe I need to tighten these up even more. It'd be a lot easier if they were all raked, but again, my rake broke, so I guess we're just working with what we got. That counter's gonna be way off now with all the duds we had, but I don't know, I probably pulled a good 10 bales out of the ditch. And yeah, it's just having issues again, so. And then it's baling a crop, I don't know. So I'm gonna bring it back on down around, do a second pass, and if it's all good, awesome. And if it gives me another dud, just gotta take it apart and tighten up that knotter gear again, because the way they designed it is it's basically this helical cut gear that slides onto a tapered surface, which, you know, does the knotter things. And that tapered surface sucks at doing its job essentially, and that will just spin inside of that gear, and then it won't let it do anything properly. So yeah, there's that, but it is what it is. I think what happened is grease gets in there, and I don't think grease should get in there, because that's what allows it to spin. I'm surprised International from factory didn't put a woodruff key in there to hold it in place, but I don't know. I mean, I know Volkswagens, their cam gears are held in tapered wise, so guess see why International wouldn't have any other way of going about it. But that is a big drawback on these, but we'll get her dialed. But man, the mosquitoes are biting me up now. Gosh. See, they weren't biting me at home because they knew I was really ticked off, but here they don't care. See, this is what I'm struggling to understand. It's just tying these knots super loose. Well, the bales are looking good. I think I actually had it too tight in the back. The compaction, and that would allow it wouldn't let the strings tighten up, for lack of better words. Sun's going down. I still have even stacked these on a trailer, and I still got a row to bale over there, but that's farming. Well, the neighbors came back from cranking on their hogs, and they saw me ghost walking this while baling. And I'm like, y'all want to play farmer for the day? And they're like, yep. So, we got our bales loaded. Driving with my headlights on. That's okay. And we'll get the rest tomorrow. Well, the neighbor even popped out and put a light on the tractor. What a guy. What a guy. Well, guys, it's the next day. Got to go back to working on this thing again. So I think the issues we were having yesterday is this knobber let loose again. Not a hard fix. I'm going to try and degrease that little shaft because that tapered shaft has a bunch of grease on it. I'm going to clean it off, and when it's dry, hopefully I'll have a better bite to it. And also yesterday, the reason why the bales were all weird and accordion-y, I think, was actually I had my compaction set wrong. I can't remember if I said that in a video or not yesterday, but I backed these way on down, and that seemed to help a lot. But as soon as I fixed that, then the knobber started acting up again. And you could tell it just turns into a mess when it doesn't want to work right. But honestly, these things aren't that hard to work on the more I've worked on it. Like, no duh. But the mosquitoes are eating me alive here, so I got to get to work. So here's my dilemma, or my hypothesis, as to why this is actually slipping. So again, this is just a tapered gear. It sits on there. Well, it's a tapered mount. You get what I mean. But anyway, so here's the knobber, and I think grease gets on this shaft, this taper here, and it spins on it when it shouldn't. So I'm going to try and just get it to be dry. I'm just going to spray it off a little bit of ether and wipe it off with the towel, and then put it on. And actually, I'm also going to put a washer on there too to really clamp that down. I'll show you what I mean in a moment, and then hopefully that can actually keep this on here and prevent it from slipping. Yeah, I could just tell that this is supposed to be a tapered fit, I'm pretty sure, but it must have just worn it out over the years. But it's kind of cool. I did find the part number on that. But anyways, my next trick here is hopefully, okay, good. I'm going to put this washer on here, and then that'll give it more clamp force when I put the nut on down versus just the small area that the nut clamps on. And I even did put Loctite on the shaft too, but that's not really going to get us anywhere if it shakes like that. So just going to have to keep relying on these nuts. Got them. Well, I take that back. After tightening it down and then actually backing this nut off, it is on there pretty tight, so maybe it is a good taper fit still. Anyways, let's keep going. Well, I was throwing some test bales on in it, and I was going to get up to 10 and be like, okay, I trust it again. Well, I got a little carried away and snapped my first ever shear bolt. Oh well, not a big deal. There's a million of them just like it. Huh. It's a first for everything. Because apparently throwing a whole bale in at once isn't a good idea. Oh well. Yeah, that's 10 bales. Awesome. Alright, now we can go out in the field, and then I'll work for one bale and then fail and disappoint me. Let's get at it. Well, she's dropped about 10, 15 and no issues whatsoever. So yeah, I really think it was just that knobber. But now that I got her Loctite on there, hopefully she doesn't misbehave. You know, if it has a mistie here and there, I'm okay with that. That just happens on old stuff, but no problems at all. Well, semi went by. I told him to honk it, but he didn't. I had to back up in a pinch, and yeah, unfortunately, I kind of done in my chute. Doesn't look like a hard repair at all whatsoever, but that sucks. You can tell I wasn't the first to do this. That braze was there a while ago. But, oh well, that's farming. Alright, got pulled off here. This looks like a super simple repair though. Like, in fact, I could probably reuse the hinges and just weld them back together, bolt it back on, straighten this out. This is the unfortunate part. This is like, well, it's happened multiple times. You can actually tell that the hinge, like carriage bolt, ripped through there. Again, not a big deal. Half the time I'm going to be bailing and dropping bales anyways. I'm not going on a wagon, but just another thing I have to fix now. Well, it is really useful having a loader tractor because it's basically just a giant toolbox on the front. If I didn't have this loader, I'd have to come back for this guy later. That being said, this loader also makes haying kind of annoying. But There's a bright side to everything, I suppose. Well, there we have it, guys. 63 bales, and I'd say I got another 15 more to go tomorrow, but I won't record that. Thank you for watching me struggle on this baling adventure. It was pretty fun. Hardest I ever worked for 60 bales, but I learned a lot along the way. I mean, after all, this was actually my first time running that baler, but it's pretty straightforward, but I enjoyed it. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching the video. If you liked it, please drop a like. If you want to see more of this stuff, subscribe and comment below more stuff you want to see. I think I'm going to make a video on repairing that Minnesota hay rake that was giving me trouble. But until then, we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye.